Hello friends, welcome to St. Andrews by the Sea.
Thank you for joining us, and here are some highlights of what you can expect on today's vlog. We'll tour two beautiful seaside towns, the iconic St. Andrews by the Sea and the quaint border town of St. Stephen. We'll walk through the downtown streets. We'll appreciate the real estate scene here. We'll visit historic sites and the famous Algonquin resort. We'll share our B&B experience, and we'll fully appreciate how close we really are to our neighbors in the USA. We'll buy some tasty treats and enjoy some local brews. We'll visit some free historic sites and reflect on how difficult life was. And simply enjoy the sea air. So join us as we explore more of New Brunswick. Hi guys, welcome back to our channel, and for those of you who are new here, we're Fern and Frank, two restless retirees doing our best to try to see this beautiful world around us, and we want you to join us. So join us here as we continue our adventure in Atlantic Canada. Well, hello everyone.
Hey everyone, thanks for joining us this week for our tour of St. Andrews by the Sea and St. Stephen, New Brunswick.
It's a beautiful part of this province.
It is. So, but before we get started on there, we've been getting a lot of comments and questions on how the pond reno has been going. We're going to let you know, but you got to stay tuned to the end of the video for that. There's a pump in there now, so a fountain.
A fountain, and so
also, you're going to have to stay tuned to the end to find out what country we were probably going to be going on our house sit. We started playing this little game a few weeks ago. Each week we're eliminating one country, so we're getting down to the nitty gritty. Stay tuned to the end to find out where it's narrowing down to.
Yeah, and if you're wondering, what this whole thing is about the pond and all of that, we have a cabin in northern New Brunswick, which we share with you if you're following us at all.
So if you don't know, catch up on those videos. So everyone, get ready to take a tour of St. Andrews by the Sea and St. Stephen, New Brunswick with us. So come along.
Come along.
St. Andrews by the Sea is a picturesque town in the southwest corner of New Brunswick, just an hour away from St. John. We were gobsmacked by what we saw and experienced. It was so beautiful that we wanted to share these images with you. We truly enjoyed our time here and hope we can encourage you to visit as well. This special place is fully imprinted in our brains and memories forever. One thing we noticed as we're walking around town is the chatter about real estate in this beautiful town. What an idyllic life you could have here. And an interesting thing we found is that deer are running around all over town. so appreciate the Historic Society here in St. Andrews by the Sea and how much work they've put into keeping history locked into this beautiful town forever. We so enjoyed some of the free museums there, by donation only, of course, and few museums, and this one in particular was of the local jail, going back to like the War of 1812 and all the interesting stories they had to say about this place. The guide was so entertaining. And included was a tour of the courthouse, the old courthouse. So beautiful. Just a little walk away from the downtown and the wharf is a beautiful resort, historic resort, going back to the late 1800s, the Algonquin Resort. It still stands, it's still beautiful, it's still fully serviced, and we wanted to take a peek. It was a little bit rich for our pocketbook at this high season, but very affordable off-season, so we plan to go back. By the way, these are our friends, Russ and Bruce.
Welcome to the Blockhouse here at St. Andrews by the Sea
In New Brunswick. Parks Canada has this amazing national historical landmark just a few steps away from the St. Andrews by the Sea and its wharf. It's free to visit. The Blockhouse. It was built around the time of the War of 1812. Carleton Martello Tower once protected New Brunswick's most important port against American privateers and military. It was a hard life indeed. Thank goodness we can now say the Americans are our good friends. After only a few days here in St. Andrews by the Sea, we headed out to St. Stephen. St. Stephen is a beautiful little border town. We booked ourselves into an old 1840 Victorian-style B&B home filled with charm. The owners were very nice and friendly. We absolutely loved the 3 French bulldogs that greeted us at the door.
Aren't you cute?
We also enjoyed the garden space and the fancy breakfast we were served. We stayed 2 nights as we wanted to go back to St. Andrews by the Sea. We'll share with you exactly why we went back. There was just something about the wharf that was calling us. But for now, let's take a look at St. Stephen. So here we are in St. Stephen, here in New Brunswick, and right across this river, the river is called St. Croix, and it divides the U.S. in Maine, which is Calais, or I think they call it in the States, they call it Calais.
although we would call it Calais here in Canada. And that's their city here, and this is St. Stephen. This is a border town, and it's a very cute little town. The Riverfront is actually the place to see. There's some restaurants, and it hugs the downtown area. It's very pretty. We're going to go for a walk.
We truly enjoyed our time here in St. Stephen, New Brunswick. Very nice. Indeed, so glad we came. It's the next morning and we're back to St. Andrews. Thought we'd stop for a coffee at this Honey Beans, and they have lots of nice things. We're going to have a coffee and maybe a scone. That was a nice treat. We wanted to catch the seafloor, the Bay of Fundy, this whole region area, and walk on the seafloor. And we wanted to time it this way. So here we are at low tide here in St. Andrews by the sea, and you can see how pretty it is. You can see the kelp and the funny little something's going on here under the water. On the seafloor, and it's bubbling. I don't know why it's bubbling. There's all sorts of little bubbles. See how far away we are? Do you see where the Blockhouse is?
That's how far we are into the ocean floor, or sea floor. We are that far away from shore.
Around there? Yeah, so later,
maybe 6 hours, however
when the
tide
is
works,
high, this will be
all underwater.
All underwater. There's some really beautiful homes along here. Imagine that.
There's a golf course down there.
Now let's go down to the downtown wharf to see the low tide from there.
I like it here. There's black smoke coming out of there.
We love watching all the activity going on around here. There are sea cruises and there are whale watching. There's all sorts of activity going on here. People fishing. Just love it.
So this is pretty amazing. Here they have all the seaweed. So the tide has just gone down. We went for ice cream and for some coffee. We came back and the tide had just dropped quite quickly. This is the pier that we were walking on earlier, and you can see all the seaweed. It's like a crib.
It's dropped
that
about
they've
20 some odd feet. That's how much the ocean has dropped.
Maybe 30 feet. And when you take a look, I don't know if you can see.
Here, starfish right here.
There is. Can you see the starfish? Look at that.
There it is.
And there are tons of starfish here. Tons. And then all the sea kelp. And there's other living organisms there. I don't know if you can see all that gelatin stuff there. It's quite amazing. There are snails. I don't know if you can see the snails. There is a whole ecosystem going on here. It's quite serious. Yeah, amazing. Yeah, you can see here the pier that we were walking on, and you can see how far down we are. So this, what do you?
Up to that level. If you see over here,
Yeah.
say the water was up.
Well, you can see the
people.
dry spot and the wet spot and how much it's dropped. Probably 20 feet or more.
And we can show you how the crib has been built under this pier.
Yeah, so there's the crib under the pier, and this floating dock that we're standing on right now, it goes up and down with the tide, and it comes up and down, and it's attached here. I don't know if you can see that, and it rises up on these steel beams all the way up. It's very cool. It's a beautiful evening. Quite amazing. I'm so fascinated by this. It's nothing like I've ever seen before. I hope you're enjoying seeing this as well. And there are people all the way up there. And you can see how the tide, if it goes up that high to where that mark is there, you see. Very cool. What an amazing place. It's such a pretty town here. I highly recommend people coming to visit St. Andrews by the Sea. It's a beautiful lighthouse there, and there is the beautiful sun going down. Ooh, it's so bright. Yeah, I had read on Google that you can see people come here for sunsets. They bring like their pizza and sit and some drinks and sit here and watch all of this.
Thank you for joining us, and now back to what we promised you earlier in the video.
Okay, here we go. There's the male and a female. We're going to connect her, just like the Griswolds. Let's see. And then we're going to see if she's pumping in the water. Here we go. And there we are.
Our little fountain.
So hopefully we don't get many people coming over here and throwing pennies rather than throw dollars. But
Well, our Canadian dollars are heavy like a coin, so that would work. There was some loonies and toonies. Yeah, so the water level will go up and down as well. So the pump is showing a little bit of its stem, but that's okay because it will go up and down as it...
It's probably about 2 feet below that water level. So yeah, hopefully this will keep it moving so it won't let any go slimy or green. Keep it circulating.
Yeah, and keep the mosquito larvae sort of at bay, and it will attract birds as well. You can see in the sunshine, I don't know if you can see that, but all the little bugs started flying around because of the water moving, and then birds will start to fly in through here, and dragonflies and so forth like that.
So here we are, we're narrowing it down. So if you've been following us, this is the game we've been playing. We started with 5 countries. So Spain has been eliminated, France has been eliminated. I feel like a blackjack dealer here in a casino. Casino New Brunswick. So now we're down to 3 countries, Scotland, England, and Portugal. So one of these countries we're going to do a trusted house sitter, which we're going to be leaving to in the next 2 to 3 weeks. So this week we're going to eliminate one of these. Hopefully you have all your picks in. I'll give you 2 seconds. Okay, that's it. Time's up. And sadly, we've eliminated Scotland this week. So won't have to learn how to roll my tongue.
Oh, Scotland sounds like such an interesting place to go see.
Maybe next time. So now we've narrowed it down to England and Portugal. So you got a 50-50 chance next week to see which one we're going to. So whichever one it is, we're going to bring you the sights, the sounds, the food, the shopping, the touristy, and the little puppy we're going to be taking care of, and the home we're going to be taking care of.
I can't wait. I'm so excited.
So stay tuned, keep following, all that good stuff. Thumbs up, subscribe, and check us out next week because we're going to let you know which country it is.
Where we're going.
See you then.
Thanks for following us, guys.
The Garrison Night Market here in Fredericton.
Join us next Sunday as we explore Fredericton and Grand Falls, New Brunswick. If you've enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing to our channel. Hit that like button, send a comment, share this video with a friend. In the meantime, check out our socials, YouTube Shorts, Instagram, and Facebook for the latest daily tidbits.